Hey folks, if you're over 40 or 50 or 60 like myself and you've decided that it's time to tone up, lose some body fat, maybe even build some muscle and just get back in great shape, then you're going to want to watch this video because I'm going to give you 3 things that you can do that are going to help you achieve that goal. You're going to want to stick around for that last one because without that last piece, you're going to really struggle and you're going to have a hard time succeeding. So let's dive in. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what exercises do you actually need to do to succeed at losing weight and gaining some muscle and getting back in shape. Well, we all know there's thousands and thousands of different programs out there that you can subscribe to, different training routines, different complicated workout protocols. You know, why complicate your life? I'm going to show you 2 different exercises you can do that are very, very effective, very simple, and don't require a lot of complicated equipment. And they don't require a lot of time. Okay, exercise number 1, the burpee. This is a simple exercise, anybody can do it. And if you're in really bad shape, you can just do a modified, very, very slow version of this, but it's a great place to start. And lots of people have been able to get in extremely good condition just doing this one exercise. So we're gonna do this one step at a time so you can see proper form, and here we go. So you start in a standing position just like this. You squat down, put your hands on the floor, shoot your legs back into a push-up position, do a push-up, pull your legs back in, and jump up, hands above the head. You may not be able to do the jump up at first, but as you get better at it, make the effort and do the jump, because the explosive movement of a jump activates different muscle fibers than a slow squat coming up. So it's beneficial if you can do that part. So this is an exercise that you may only be able to do 1 the first time, 2, but it's a very easy exercise to progress as you're capable of progressing. And maybe a good target would be to do 10 minutes worth of burpees. You know, stop when you get winded, catch your breath and go again. You don't have to do 10 minutes straight in a row. And maybe work your way up to 30 minutes. A 30-minute burpee workout is a killer. Last time I did it, I did about 200 burpees in 30 minutes. Very taxing, very much a full body workout. Pretty much engages every muscle in your body, including your core. So it'll help you build abs, help you build quads, glutes, biceps, triceps, shoulders, everything. Very effective workout. Now our next exercise is going to be a variation on a burpee, but it's a really intense variation. It's called a man maker, and we're going to add dumbbells to this one. So a small piece of equipment, but it's a relatively cheap piece of equipment, and you only need 1 set to do this. So let's see what this looks like. So once again, you start in the standing position with the dumbbells in your hands, and you do a squat. From the squatting position, you put your dumbbells on the floor. Then you throw your legs back just like in the burpee. You do a push-up and a row. You do another push-up and a row. And then once again, come back in, come up, and at the top, bring the dumbbells to your shoulders, press them overhead, come back down, drop your arms down, do a curl, back down, and then back to the floor. So that was one man maker, and the degree of difficulty of that exercise is quite a bit more than the burpee. The burpees are hard enough, but this one the man maker is a very challenging exercise. So a good goal with that one maybe is to be able to just do 5 or 10 man makers in one session, and then work your way up to, maybe I go up to 30. That's kind of my cutoff. 30, 31, 32, I'll stop there. But I can't do, with those 40-pound dumbbells, I cannot do 30 in a row. So maybe a goal, and certainly start with lighter dumbbells until you get accustomed to the movement, get in the flow of that movement. But a good goal maybe would be to work your way up to where you can do 30 in one session, and that's going to take you probably 15 minutes, 20 minutes to accomplish that, and you're going to know you've worked out when you're done. Your whole body gets a workout. everything, the weights just add an added dimension to the burpee workout. So man makers, burpees, those are your 2 exercises. Now let's get on to the 3rd tip that's going to help you achieve success in your fitness goals. So both of those exercises fall into a group of exercises called high intensity interval training, or HIIT. You might have heard of that before, HIIT training. But there's a great study on the National Institute of Health, NIH website, that discusses how high intensity interval training impacts your hormones, and it turns out that that type of exercise has a great impact on your hormones that help burn body fat. So it has a very beneficial effect on burning body fat, as well as the fact that they are resistance exercises which stimulate muscle growth. You should also keep in mind that this is a process. It's 1 degree at a time, 1 rep at a time. So don't try and do it all in one day. And know that it's going to take time. So maybe set yourself some basic goals that you can achieve relatively easily at first. So maybe today you only do 1 or 2 reps of a burpee or a man maker. Maybe you rest 2 days, and then the next day you try and do 3, and so on until you work your way up to whatever your absolute goal is. Maybe work yourself up to doing 300 burpees, who knows? But when it comes to the man makers, I would say if you get to 30, you're going to be doing good. But in any case, 1 step at a time, 1 rep at a time. You need to keep in mind too that if you haven't been exercising, any kind of exercise you do that taxes your muscles beyond what they're used to is going to make you sore. And you don't get muscle growth while you're doing the workout. You get muscle growth when you recover, when you heal up. So make sure you give yourself adequate recovery time. In most cases, you're going to get sore when you're first starting out. You're going to get sore a little bit the first day after a workout. The second day, you're probably going to be really sore. So you might need 1 day, you might even need 2 days to get back to where you can do the exercises again. Another thing to think about on that same note is that maybe you should keep a record. In fact, you should keep a record so you know where you're at and you can chart your progress. So you either keep a notepad, or like me, if you're old school, keep a notepad. Otherwise, you can put something in your phone, keep track of it on your phone somehow. Well, here's the most important part that I promised you. And without this, you probably won't succeed at your goals. Having been a gym owner, I got to watch every year when New Year's rolled around. People would sign up like crazy. We had so many members, it was ridiculous, on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th of January. 30 days later, probably 90% of them had failed. They just quit. Maybe they came for the first week and didn't achieve all their goals, whatever. They left. And probably the biggest single common factor is they didn't really have a good reason. You know, they woke up the day after a drunken binge and felt like crap and made a New Year's resolution, like lots of us do, to change our ways, and they didn't like the way they felt, didn't like the way they looked. But that's really not a compelling enough reason. You know, after a couple days, that fades. So you've got to have a compelling reason. You got to be motivated to do this. There are lots of books and audiobooks on Amazon that can help you with that challenge, being motivated enough to continue to work out and to achieve your goals. And there's a link in the description to the ones I would recommend right off the bat. But beyond that, you need to find something inside you that really compels you to continue. You need to do it because, and if it's just a self-serving goal, like I want to look better, it's just not going to be enough. You just won't. You might do it for a little while, but you just won't continue. So you need something that's bigger than you. You need a goal to chase. You need maybe it's that you want to be a better husband for your wife. Maybe it's that you want to be a better inspiration for your children, or for your friends at work, or for the people you run around with. But without it, you know, you're probably like most people. The people who run around with you are pretty similar to you. They're probably out of shape, overweight, and probably a lot like you. So if you try to do something that breaks you out of that mold, out of their comfort zone, out of your comfort zone, they're gonna be like the crabs in the bucket, and they're gonna try and drag you back down into at their level. So you have to have a very compelling reason to achieve your goals. And fitness is the same as any other goal. You've got to have a compelling reason. You got to really. Ed Milet is a guy that you'll find on the internet that gives a real good description of his compelling reason. Is that he was told fairly early on that he had a really bad heart condition and plugged up arteries, etc. And his health was in bad condition for as young as he was, and his doctor asked him if he wanted to be able to walk his daughter down the aisle on her wedding day. That became his compelling reason. He just remembers her wedding every morning when he gets up and doesn't feel like working out. That's his compelling reason. You need something like that. So find your compelling reason. And if you can't find a compelling reason, another good way to do it is to sign up for an event that requires you to be in shape in order to complete the event. Sign up for it. Tell other people about it so they know you're signed up for it, so you can't just chicken out, and go through the motions, put in the work to get yourself in the condition it takes to complete the event, and actually maybe even place or win the event. So just to sum it all up once again, 2 very simple exercises. They're simple but difficult. Those 2 exercises can carry you all the way to your goals if that's all you ever did. If you have the access to other equipment, you want to change things up, there's lots of different things you can do to spice up your workouts. We didn't talk about nutrition at all, but nutrition is probably the number one thing if you're going to lose body fat. So along with this other advice, you can't put a bunch of crap in your pie hole and expect to achieve your goals. So get that in line. You can look at some of the other videos that talk about that. And then remember, you need a compelling reason. If you don't have a reason to do it that's bigger than you won't get it done. Thanks for watching.